Today we're diving into a topic that always sparks intense interest: cancer. Dr. David Harper, a renowned cancer researcher and author of The Bio Diet, made waves with a powerful message. The best way to treat cancer is to prevent it from happening in the first place. It sounds simple, but behind it lies a surprising scientific truth. Cancer isn't a random curse as many believe. Every day, even in a healthy person, 2 to 3 instances of abnormal cell growth, tiny cancer seeds occur. What determines whether these become cancer is your immune system's strength. This vigilant army patrols, detects, and destroys rogue cells before they multiply or spread. But here's the catch: as we age, this army slows, tilting the balance toward the enemy cancer cells. That's why cancer rates soar in older adults. Lifestyle, diet, and environment can tip this balance faster toward danger. Dr. Harper aims to shift it back to safety starting now. He's not a clinician, but a nutritional scientist with over 40 years of teaching and researching health. Harper views cancer as a metabolic disease rooted in dysfunction within the cell's tiny energy factories, mitochondria. When mitochondria falter, energy production becomes inefficient growth. Signals distort and cells veer off course. The story gets intriguing with a nearly century-old discovery by Otto Warburg, a Nobel laureate. Most cancer cells thrive on anaerobic respiration, craving massive glucose to survive and grow. They're sugar-addicted sprinters, not fat-burning marathoners. This raises a provocative question: could cutting glucose slow cancer's growth? Modern diets loaded with refined carbs and hidden sugars in processed foods do the opposite, feeding cancer daily. High-carb diets spike blood glucose, triggering insulin to clear it. But insulin isn't just a sugar transporter, it's a potent growth factor. For cancer cells, it's both fuel and fertilizer. Harper highlights a pathologic triangle of chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and obesity driving most chronic diseases, including cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. Studies show 70% of chronic diseases tied directly to obesity, with chronic inflammation damaging blood vessels, brain tissue, and muscles, and insulin resistance disrupting metabolism, promoting abnormal cell growth. These factors don't just coexist, they feed each other, creating a disease spiral. So, how do we break this cycle? Harper's answer isn't an expensive drug or high-tech therapy, but starts with your plate. He argues humans evolved to thrive on high-fat, low-carb diets like those of the Inuit or certain northern hunter tribes, where 70 to 90% of energy came from animal fat, yet chronic diseases were nearly absent. Conversely, the low-fat, high-refined carb diet boom since the 1970s aligns with skyrocketing obesity, diabetes, and cancer rates. Harper's key principle: cut sugar and refined carbs to starve cancer cells while boosting immunity and mitochondrial health. His most effective method: the ketogenic diet, very low carb, about 5% of energy, moderate protein, and high healthy fats. When carbs are scarce, the body makes glucose from other sources and shifts to burning fat, producing ketones, particularly beta-hydroxybutyrate, BHB. BHB isn't just clean fuel for the brain and muscles, it triggers anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer mechanisms at the cellular level. Early studies suggest the ketogenic diet, while not a cure, is a powerful adjunct to standard treatments like chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. Harper and colleagues noted cases of late-stage cancer patients with reduced tumor sizes and improved quality of life when combining keto with medical care. These principles also apply to prevention. If a diet slows existing tumors, it likely reduces new tumor formation risk, though long-term trials are costly and complex. Harper asserts that a low-carb, no-sugar, unprocessed, high natural fat diet reduces chronic disease risk, including cancer, by tackling inflammation, insulin resistance, and metabolic imbalance. A robust metabolism strengthens immunity, giving it an edge in the daily battle against cancer seeds. Harper emphasizes BHB's role, the star ketone. In fat-burning mode, BHB powers the brain and muscles, but also impacts cellular biology. It lowers mTOR activity, a growth switch needed for tissue repair in youth, but when overactive fuels cancer cell proliferation. Balanced mTOR supports regeneration while limiting cancer risk. BHB also boosts AMPK, an enzyme activated by exercise enhancing mitochondrial health and fat burning. This is why experts call ketocellular exercise mimicking metabolic benefits of movement even without a gym. BHB also inhibits HDAC, unlocking anti-cancer genes for stronger cell repair and elimination of abnormal cells. Picture your body as a garden. Cancer cells are weeds. The immune system, a diligent gardener weeding out threats before they spread. But if the soil, your internal environment, is fed sugar and insulin fertilizer, weeds grow faster than the gardener can handle. A ketogenic diet cuts the weeds' water and nutrients while nourishing healthy plants with organic fertilizer and sunlight, giving immunity the upper hand. Beyond diet, Harper champions intermittent fasting, shortening your eating window to 8 hours daily fasting for 16 boosts, autophagy, cellular cleanup, and mitophagy, mitochondrial recycling, clearing old inefficient mitochondria and replacing them with robust ones. This optimizes energy production and reduces inflammation, causing free radicals. Combining moderate fasting with keto not only aids weight loss but rebuilds the body's energy system. However, Harper cautions against fasting beyond 2 to 3 days, as it may trigger thrifty genes causing fat storage upon refeeding. He favors daily smart eating over extreme fasting for lasting results, unless medically supervised. Harper's controversial stance, backed by research, is that natural saturated fats aren't the heart disease or cancer culprits blamed for 40 years. The real villains: sugar-refined carbs and industrial seed oils high in omega-6, like cottonseed, soybean, sunflower, which oxidize and inflame when processed, especially in fast food. Natural fats from grass-fed animals, butter, or traditional lard, unoxidized by high heat, are clean energy. Modern fruits, bred sweeter than centuries ago, are high in fructose, processed only by the liver producing uric acid that fuels inflammation and insulin resistance. Harper advises moderate fruit intake, favoring low-sugar options like berries, blueberries, or raspberries as nutritional garnishes, not carb staples. These changes don't just starve cancer, they build a metabolic foundation to fight all chronic diseases. A body with strong metabolism, healthy mitochondria, low inflammation, and stable insulin resists environmental toxins, pollution chemicals, UV rays, or radiation better. Harper ends his lectures with a simple, profound message: health is the foundation, and you can build it daily, starting with the meal in front of you. If these insights clarify how your body works and inspire smarter self-care, take a moment to like and subscribe. It's the simplest way to support us in delivering evidence-based practical content to bring you closer to lasting health each day.